Hi there, we're working on 5.3, compound inequalities. Compound inequality is when we have more than one. We've been graphing them now, we've been solving them now so that x is greater than 4 and graphing those. Now we have multiple ones on the problems that we do. And a lot of times they're out of word problems. And so the paper that you have for notes has the word problem. So I want you to read the problem about Todd being the testing supervisor, which is number 1. If you need to pause this, why don't you pause it now? Make sure you know what's going on in problem 1. So, 500 nails in the box. Really, we don't care about the 500 nails in the box. But the nails vary slightly in weight. And so that 78 ounces or 81.5 ounces. That's the range in which a 5-pound box can be approved for. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but 5 pounds is how many ounces? 80 ounces. So they're going to give it a little bit of leeway on both sides of 80 ounces. It could be a little less than 80 ounces. It could be a little more than 80 ounces for this 5-pound box of nails. So, write and graph a compound inequality to show the weight approved for shipping. Okay? And how it's going to work is this. So, here's the weight. There's x that we're kind of saying. And we're saying that x can be greater than 78.5 ounces. Remember, sometimes we put the x over on this side in a compound inequality. So that's why I've put it here. X is greater than, it opens up to the x, 78.5 ounces. But it has to be less than 81.5 ounces. Okay? So that means it's between. It can't be 78.5 ounces. It can't be 81.5 ounces, but x can be in between. Greater than this, and that's what that represents, or less than 81.5, that's what that represents. Okay, so how that would read is 78.5 is less than x, and this is what you can write down on the paper, and pause it if you need it. So 78.5 is less than x, and that's going to be our key word today, and x is less than 81.5. So both things are happening, and that's why the and is important. X has to be greater than this and less than this. It can't be just greater than 78.5. It has to be greater than 78.5 and less than that, so it fits in that range. And what does a graph look like for that? It's going to look like 78.5. Now, watch what I do here on the graph. It's going to be greater than, so that's an open circle going this way. It's everything is greater than that way. Now, the other one is 81.5. That's less than, x is less than 81.5. That's an open circle there, and that's everything this way. The solution is and. What goes into both? So, the answer to this problem becomes this. Open circle, and it's everything, I repeat that, in between. And this is what our graph looks like. It's what covers both. -3 is less than 2x minus 3 less than or equal to 5. What we do here is make two problems. we kind of say, there's that, and solve it. And then we say, there's that. Thanks for bearing with me on that. So those are our two problems. Plus 3, plus 3. 0 is less than 2x. 0 is less than x. X is greater than 0. Plus 3, plus 3. 2x is less than or equal to 8. X is less than or equal to 4. And then we plug that in right there. So here becomes our answer. X is greater than or equal to 0. X is less than or equal to 4. Okay? How does that look on a graph? I'm going to keep that right there. Graph above it. X is greater than 0. X is less than or equal to 4. And where do they both cross? They cross in between here. And that becomes our answer on a graph. All right? All right. You don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to go down to the next one about the wire stick used to make nails on number 3, wire stock. All right. So it says that it's compressed to a length shorter than 7.95 inches or stretched longer. So that's what we have to do. So X is less than 7.95 inches or X is greater than 8.05 inches. This one's an or problem. Two things are happening. It's a compound situation, but if you graph them, X is less than 7.95. Open circle and everything that way. X is greater than 8.05. Open circle and everything that way. So for the problem about the stock making nails, an 8-inch length of wire fails. The nail doesn't work if it's less than that, because then it still won't meet the specifications, or it won't fail if it's greater than that and it still won't meet the specifications. Okay, so it's got to be less than that or greater than that to fail. Okay, so that's how we are going to graph the or ones, like number 3. Okay, you might need to go back and watch this part again about the ors, because it's a little different than the and. They're going in different ways. So what you're going to write is X is less than 7.95 inches, or, there's the key word there, or X is greater than 8.05. Okay? So, those are the ones regarding the nail on that. We've got one problem I can go through with you in graph as we are running out of time. -3 is greater than 2x minus 3. Or 2x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay? So we're going to solve them just like we did before. Plus 3, 0 is greater than 2x. 0 is greater than x. Plus 3, 2x is greater than or equal to 8, x is greater than or equal to 4.